So 2 months is how long it took me to finally be proud of my performance. And by proud, I just mean like relieved, because I expected it to be at that point already from the beginning. So I've been working with this new company for about 2 months now. Um, I'll talk a little bit more about what company later on, but right now I just want to talk about some tactics that you guys can put forth. Okay. So last week, with about 37 hours of work, right, I made 13.25. Okay. So that's about $35 an hour. Now let's talk about how I did that as a door knocker. All right, all while giving away free stuff. Okay, so I have to sell something, but I don't really have to sell something on the spot. Okay, so there's three things that made it so that within the past 2 months, okay, for every dollar that the company that I work for has spent on me, they've made about $20. Okay? So the first one is a dedication that I have to serving others. Okay? Before I even started working at this job, like, you know me, honey, right? No, it's okay. Every single thing that I've done at work, like, I'm always happy when I get the opportunity to make people happy, right? So that really is an important factor when you're doing something where you're in front of people and you're talking to them on a regular basis. You have to care more about what they're going to get out of it than what you're going to get out of it. A lot of people call this like what's in it for me, right? But not what's in it for me, but what's in it for me is what the other person is really thinking about. Okay? So you have to have a dedication to making sure that the other person is put first and your interactions if you want something out of it as well. Okay? So that's number one. Okay? A dedication to serving others. Number two is an unwavering confidence in what you're selling or what you're giving out. Okay? So an unwavering confidence means that regardless of how many times somebody tells you no, regardless of how many times somebody's rude to you, or you run into bad situations with different people, or whatever it be, you still have to believe in the fact that your product that you're giving away or that you're selling is something that this person actually, that the people that you're going to actually need. You know? You have to have extreme confidence in that. And if you don't have that confidence, then either your product isn't good enough, okay, or the company that you're working with isn't good enough. Now, I don't mean necessarily company like just like above you, like the corporation, right? But also the company is in the people that you keep around you. Okay? So like the people in your office specifically, or the people that are your friends, right? Outside of work. Like those things will affect how you view work. Okay? Like if you have a friend that on a regular basis is saying, oh, like let's say you work at Walmart, right? If on a regular basis they're saying that Walmart is a really bad place, or all this and all that, then you're going to have less confidence in Walmart's ability to serve their customers. And so you're not going to really want to serve them as well as you think that you could, because you don't feel like it, like the product is there, you know? So that's an unwavering confidence in your product. Okay, you have to have that, because as a door knocker especially, or cold calling, or door hanging is another thing that people do, or giving out a lot of people ask for like business cards. Doing those types of things you have to have an unwavering confidence that if you just put in the effort and you talk to enough people, there's going to be somebody that needs your services because your services are important, or your product is important. And if it's not, then you're not selling something that is going to bring back to the world. And so find something else to do. If you want to know more about like what I do specifically, then go ahead and type in the comments genius and I'll help you out, okay? But only if you live in like the Pennsylvania area, like central Pennsylvania. If you live around like State College or like Altoona or like Johnstown, those types of areas, I'll definitely be able to help you out a lot more. But like that's not what this is about. So I really just want to make sure that you guys understand, like, there's a lot of people out there that think that jobs like this are just like they're not good, but it comes down to like what you put in is what you're gonna get out. All right, so an unwavering confidence in your product and a dedication to serving others. That's number 1 and number 2. Okay. Yes, love?
I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty? Well, it's a good thing that I have some water right here, isn't it? Here you go. Yeah, of course. I'm going to turn the car on since it is getting a little hot now. Let's not talk about that, alright?
Bluetooth ready to pair. Bluetooth connected.
Can I pour some on my hand?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Hurt my arm. Because my arms are hurting and
oh no, don't pour some on your body. No, don't do that. Here, let me see that. Okay, so a dedication to serving others, an unwavering confidence in your product, okay? And number 3, this is one that if you're a door knocker or you're a setter for like a call center or something like that, is gonna take you from like 1 or 2 appointments a day to like 3 or 4, okay? And if you're at 3 or 4, it'll take you from 3 or 4 to like 6 or 7. Okay? What's that, love? Oh, that's okay, love. So, you're interrupting me though. That's disrespectful. I know that she's up. That's okay. Okay. So, a dedication to serving others, an unwavering confidence in your product, and number 3, okay?
I'll turn this down a little bit.
Number 3 is an ability to see through smoke screens. Okay? What does that one mean? Okay, because that one's a little bit off. A smoke screen is when somebody tells you a reason that they have for saying no to something. Okay? That doesn't directly address what you brought up. Okay? So let's say that you sell pest control, for example, okay? And you walk up to their house and you say, hey, I just wanted to let you guys know, down the road, we just helped out your guys' neighbors, Grace and John. They had a really bad ant problem, and I noticed when I was walking up in the neighborhood over to their place that you guys had a very similar symptom that tells me that you guys might have a similar ant problem. Is that the case? Right? And if they answer with, oh, I'm not interested, or oh, I'm too busy for this, or something like that, that's called a smoke screen, because they're not really they're not answering your question, right? So like the answer could be no, right? And the answer could be yes to your question, right? But they answered with something that doesn't really answer that. Right? It doesn't really answer the question that you asked. The question that you asked was whether or not they were experiencing pain, and they said, well, I just don't really want to think about that pain, right? And that's normal. Like, everybody these days is, like, very comfortable, like, regardless of what you do, people, like, seek out comfort. Most people will seek out comfort. And so, with that in mind, you have to understand that when you bring up a pain point for somebody, or you bring up something like that for somebody, a lot of people are just going to give you a smokescreen because they don't want to think about it. They don't even want to talk about it. They got other things on their mind that they're already dealing with. They really don't want to deal with it right now, okay? But if you sell something, or you are giving something away for free, right, and your product solves this problem for them, and they actually have that problem, and you like delve a little bit deeper into it, and you don't just see that smokescreen as, oh, this person doesn't want to talk to me, then like you're gonna get through to a lot more people. What's that, love? Yes, I can do that for you. Of course. There you go. So you have to be able to tell the difference between when somebody is giving you a smoke screen versus when this is a serious like issue, right? So like some people, they're gonna say like, oh, like I'm not interested because I can't afford it, right? Like that's a smoke screen for some people, but for other people it's like they really can't afford something, right? And that's completely fine. But if you're giving something away for free, that's still a smoke screen, right? So you have to be very like deliberate and paying attention to what people are saying to you when they answer your question, because they're not giving you an answer. They're giving you an answer, and they're giving you information. They're giving you data about them and their lives, right? That you can use to furtherance what you're trying to do, right? Let's say that they don't have the money for something right now. That's completely fine. You know, if I'm giving away something for free, then this is going to take something else off of your mind that in the future you would have ended up having to pay for, right? So you got to be able to knock through, like, and not just like not be rude about it. You have to be positive, and you have to understand what they're saying. You have to take into account what they're saying, right? But still move forward. You have to move forward on closing that situation, right? Because at the end of the day, you always got to be closing. If you're just like sitting there like, oh yeah, you know, like I understand, you have a wonderful day, you could have just lost, especially if that person really needs it. Like if you could tell walking up, like let's say you sell shoe cleaner, right? And you could tell walking up that this person never cleans their shoes, right? And you're giving away free shoe cleaner, right? And the whole point that you're giving away the shoe cleaner is so that like you can spread your business or whatever it be. And this is a person that needs shoe cleaner, right? And they give you a smoke screen of, oh, you know, like I don't really have time to clean my shoes, right? Like that's a smoke screen, because like you know that your product is something that like it only takes maybe 5 or 10 minutes to do, right? Instead of spending another every single month spending 3 hours at the shoe store picking out new shoes because your shoes are disgusting and they've fallen apart because you didn't take care of them properly, right? That's a smoke screen. Okay, and the more confidence that you have in your product, and the more you understand your product, you'll see more of these things for the smoke screens that they are, right? Because at first, when you're first starting out and you don't understand what a smoke screen is, and you don't understand the value of your product, then you're gonna believe what a lot of people are saying about their own lives off the jump. You're gonna say, oh, they really can't afford this right now, so I'm just gonna leave them alone, right? Or, oh, they really don't want to spend the time, so I'm just gonna leave them alone. But your job as a salesperson or as a marketer is to take that person from where they are, right here, and bring them to where they want to be, right? Even if they don't know that that's where they want to be right now, right? Because a lot of people don't understand the value of the services that people are selling, right? So if you want to change that, then you have to be able to see through smoke screens. You have to have a confidence in what you're selling, unwavering confidence. And you have to be dedicated to seeing what you're doing and truly living out serving others, right? Because you can tell when somebody can do something and when somebody can't, right? And you can tell when somebody just is having a bad day. But it's really hard to do that if you don't practice it, right? And this is coming from a person that's autistic. I'm autistic, okay? This is not me like getting into that whole like conversation, but like I have a harder time with social cues and things like that. But I'm able to do this. And it's because I practiced it for years. Not just in specific. Okay, I'm almost done, sweetie pie. Not just in sales jobs, you know, but in like as a lifeguard. You know, my very first job was as a lifeguard. And that's so, like, I wasn't paid a commission or anything like that, you know, but I still had to have a dedication to serving others, right? Because if I didn't and I got lazy, right, then people would get hurt. I had to have an unwavering confidence in our product, right? And my product at that time was selling safety, right? I had to make sure that that I was going to do my job properly and that the people behind me were going to do my job properly, right? Like if I called an ambulance, that the ambulance was going to show up, you know? I had to have a confidence in that, because if I didn't, then I froze up in the middle of a bad situation, somebody's going to get hurt, right? And I had to have the ability to see through smoke screens. Even then, because there's people, right, let's say as a lifeguard, that are swimming in a pool that don't understand the symptoms of like weariness or dehydration or heat stroke, right? But I know these things because I have a confidence in like the medical system, you know, like I know how to spot these things before they're happening, right? And so because of that, I'm able to see through the smoke screens that people give me, like, oh no, I'm fine. I think actually you should take a break for a couple minutes because like your cheeks are really flush, dude, and like you're breathing really heavy, which means that like you could end up going under the water. Maybe just like for 5 minutes, man. Like just go get under the shade, get some water in you, you know? And like if I was rude about it, right, and I didn't have a dedication to serving others, right, then he wouldn't listen to me. Right? So you really gotta, like, these are important if you want to be successful in your career, regardless of what it is, okay? But especially if you're selling something. These 3 things you gotta do, all right? So, I'm gonna talk to my child now. She's been trying to talk to me, but I wanted to talk to you guys for a little bit. So, if you guys enjoyed this video and you enjoyed the style of, you know, having the kiddos in the back, make sure that you guys leave a like,